I mean, what are the odds of some little African-American boy born and raised in this city advocating so hard for an asset that belongs to the people, the voters, and the taxpayers of this beautiful city? They have the right to have a vote on it. That's all I ever wanted. That was it from the beginning. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the people and the taxpayers and the voters of this city. So if it's to be, it's up to them. And I think this is the right thing to do. I think it's the only thing to do. And from day one, when I made the motion to have a referendum that died for lack of a second, before we spent millions and millions of dollars, I know you were here at comments about this group, foiling all this and all the money that was invested. Well, I asked the question, and I've yet to get an answer to it. My question at the last council hearing was, how much money was spent by the last administration, the last leadership, that wanted to tear down Alpharetta Airport before the people met the burden and got the opportunity to vote on an asset that belonged to them. And we know the outcome of that vote. And I haven't got that dollar amount yet, but hopefully someday they will give it to me. But now I know for a fact that it was over almost north of $5 million that we will never get back, never. And we're faced with a choice on tomorrow of spending more money, you know. And I just don't see it without the people being there. I think this is clearly a case of where you put the cart before the horse. And now that the people have an opportunity to vote, I think you have a more clear, concise direction on the way to go and how they want their tax dollars spent. That's all it ever was. You know, in a democracy, everybody votes.
Thank you.
I think it's very clear that the voters feel very passionately about this and would like to have their say. You know, our waterfront, our community for 100 years has fought an emotional battle about the waterfront. And, you know, when twice voters have signed, you know, over 20,000 petitions, I think it's pretty obvious that we need to let the voters decide this. And, you know, and hopefully what comes out of this is something that at the end of the day, a majority of the voters say we want to proceed in this way or that way. And it's just time for, you know, for democracy to engage in this case, because clearly we have a community that's deeply divided and has very strong emotions, and so we need to let the voters have their say.